is it that you're telling us that while companies had to undergo so much transformation in the last 2-3 years, the employees, the people, they're also having to transform themselves, and that's the reskilling, upskilling challenge that individuals face?
Yeah, I would say taking the COVID impact out, because that kind of almost confuses the issue, because everyone thinks now there's an entire work element of work from home. And I think we need to keep the two of reskilling quite separate from the new culture of whether some people will work from home or the hybrid. So yes, I think the urgency has come about in the last 2-3 years much more, that people have to go with the, into inverted commas, lifelong learning mantra. So two parts to that, really. I mean, nobody in their right mind today thinks that just with my college degree or post-graduation degree, I'm going to go through the next 40 years of my career with that knowledge.
Okay.
It's a given. The question is, what is the urgency of that? What is the timing of that? And how desperate do I want to do it?
Are certificates the answer?
I think knowledge, soft skills, and lifelong learning is the answer.
Define. So, sorry, I'm interrupting you.
Yeah.
Define lifelong knowledge for someone who is in a 8 to 10 job, really. And what does that mean? Because if you talk to them, they'll say, well, I know so much about my work. What do you want me to do more?
They have to upskill and be relevant in today's context. Because I think today, if you're a marketer, but if you don't understand digital marketing, and there is a specialization, there is no such scene. Generalist and specialist combination is really where the future is heading. You can't only be a generalist, but you can't only be a specialist. And I know that the tech industry, for example, thinks that if you're a specialist. So I think that combination. The second is, you're not going to be in the same job for more than 3, 4, 5 years. It'll be silly if you're in one job only for 1 year and 2 years. But I think the life cycle of when our parents or when we were there, who would do 20 years in a job, has gone to a good average constructive 4 to 5 years on an average. And then you settle down in the tail end of yours, which means domain knowledge, expertise has to move to the next level.
The next logical follow-up would be that instead of 60 as the retirement age, should people also be prepared for exiting from the workforce at perhaps 50, 55? Is that
My
also
agenda is
real?
to work till 85, so I don't know about the 55 part. And I don't know whether 65 is the new 55 or 55 is the new 65. So you can argue whichever way you want to do that. I think it's each one's personal goal, right? It's each one's personal goal. I think today the kind of opportunities, the kind of level of entrepreneurship in a country like India that is so robust that I think people are restless. I don't think people are thinking of retirement. And I think if we look at that, there's retirement is a state of approach where you feel I want to pace what I want to do, or I want to be very focused. So there are people who feel I want to do only one thing and want to do it brilliantly, and I want to do it at my own pace. Now, most people might think that's retirement, because otherwise you need to be in a frenzy of a 14-hour day. So I think that optionality of being able to pursue a lot more you want to be doing. And last, but definitely not the least, is you need to be a lot more rounded. You can't have specific knowledge and be just head down on that knowledge. Even as a salesperson, you need to understand data, you need to understand analytics, you need to understand digital marketing. There is a 360-degree approach today, and therefore the knowledge that you had in the past cannot see you through life. That's why, so that's one part. And I think the word skilling today in India normally means you want to be a plumber, you want to be a carpenter, and whatever else. And I think that has to go, because it's wordiology, it's vocabulary. But I think what you mean is whether you want to say re-upgrading yourself or re-skilling yourself, the main part is a new dimension of specialization. And I think that's why even the Indian government now has absolutely accepted the fact that without online and without digital, we can't do that. Because our infrastructure, our phenomenal faculty, but in limited numbers, is not going to be able to change things around.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.